Questions?
In the Big Ten, setter of the year 3 times in a row, first time to do it as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and also Big Ten Player of the Year. Congratulations. How does it feel?
Thank you. It's cool, and it's awesome that setters are kind of getting the recognition they deserve now. But I said this in another interview, like all of these awards are truly team awards, and especially as a setter, you can't win any awards if you don't have great hitters and great passers around you. So it feels awesome, but that's not the end goal at the end of the day.
Rebekah, it's your last postseason run. Does it feel any different now that it's gotten here?
Yeah, it does actually. I just feel like, I don't know, again, I think I talked about this, our team with complacency. I just feel like even when we do hit lulls, we're very quick to realize like what's at stake. And I just feel a lot more confident with this group moving forward. Like we could play anybody and we're going to see them as a threat. So we don't play in the coast against LIU, so that excites me.
What do you know about them?
From what I can remember, didn't we play them last year?
My freshman
Your
year.
freshman year? Didn't they have good fundamentals? I remember them being kind of well.
Yeah, they're scrappy. We're talking more about them today at practice.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does have a good mascot. Shark's pretty good.
Bergen, I mean, this is what we've all looked to this time of the year. Is there any extra pressure that comes now? It's what you kind of built the past couple months too?
I mean a little bit, but it's mostly just kind of that outside noise that we try and not listen to, and even just like throughout the season it felt like, oh, we have to stay undefeated, we have to keep this set streak, and it's at the end of the day, again, that's not our end goal, and now we are to the point where we're trying to get towards our end goal, but not putting any added pressure on that. We want to go out there and we want to play our best volleyball every day and every night, and whether that's in the regular season or in the postseason, we want to do the same thing and we want to go out and win. So, I mean, I think there definitely is a little bit, but a lot of it is the outside noise and just kind of trying to keep that out of our minds.
How do you shut out that outside noise? How do you go about that?
Really just leaning into our teammates, our coaching staff. We talk a lot about, like, the only thing that matters are the people in that locker room, and not necessarily your parents, what they have to say, your family, any media, all that. Like, that's all just added noise, and so really just, like, leaning on each other and trusting each other, and it comes from the last 12 months of building chemistry with the rest of the team, and this is where it really starts to show.
Rebekah, how do the emotions of playing in the postseason change over the course of your career? Does it feel different as a senior as it did in your previous years?
I'd say so. I feel like, Bergen touched on it, like pressure. I feel like that's always been something that we've struggled with, mostly with putting on ourselves. Like, we've always had expectation, top recruiting class. So, like, expectation is something we're used to, but I think we just, I don't know, it's like, oh, if we don't win the Natty, then the season was a bust. And I feel like, yeah, we've celebrated little things, but I don't know, I feel like this year we've just been really balanced about it. Like, we'll go 30-0, like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then, we'll win Big Ten, like, oh, that's pretty cool. And people take home awards, oh, that's cool. So we can celebrate it, but we're always wanting more. And I feel like, to me, again, that gives me a sense of peace moving forward.
This year, both of you have talked about focusing on filling your own buckets. How have you done that this week? Are you doing more or keeping it consistent? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, it looks a little different for everyone, but, one of the main things is Dani gave us practice off on Monday, and we all went and got pedicures, and we had Sunday off already, so we got 2 days in a row off. We went and lifted on Monday morning, but I think that was really just fulfilling for a lot of us and recharged us and got us ready for this, like, new season kind of that we talk about where everyone's 0-0. So that's the main thing, and just finding little things throughout your day, whether it's people going and getting a coffee or whatever it is, like just finding anything to kind of keep you going at this point, because it can get hard.
I like to go line dancing. So I went to Playmore on Sunday, saw all my buddies, and then today I was at the Newman Center. So I do what I can. As a senior, my schedule's pretty light this semester, so it's very important that I pour into the community away from the gym so that it helps me separate work and personal life. And so, yeah, Newman Center and Playmore.
Rebekah, we haven't talked to you since senior night. What were the emotions like for you?
No, terrible, in the good way. I don't know. I didn't expect to be such a wreck, to be honest. It meant a lot to have my dad, Melvin, in town, as well as my stepmom, Christy, my half-siblings. Like, having everyone there was very special. It was the second time ever seeing me play live, and on top of that, his first ever home game in Devaney, and I really wanted him to come to a home game before I graduated while I was playing. So that was very special, and yeah, just like a lot of gratitude. Like, Husker Nation has been so supportive of me on and off the court. I constantly have people coming up to me telling me that they're praying for me and my family. They're still praying for my brother, and that means the world to me and my family, as he's fighting for his dreams right now with the Greensboro Swarm, and it's so cool because, you know, I got to watch him fight for a Division I scholarship through high school. And so, yeah, I don't know, just a lot of gratitude. I know I can come off as like this, she knows that she's played with me for a while, but like I can be go, but I am kind of a softie at the core about it. And yeah, it meant a lot to just get a moment to like take it all in. It was really cool.
Rebekah, can you expand? You mentioned just the calmness and kind of more balanced feeling this team's feeling right now ahead of tomorrow in general, but can you expand more on the collective mindset heading into the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like yesterday was kind of a rough practice, so it's kind of hard to say right now. But in general, I feel like at no point as any of us were going into a match like, oh, I hope I fail, right? So, like, at no point are any of us going into this, like, wanting to sell out, but more of, like, I want this so badly. And we know that who's ever on the floor will give everything that they've got. And on top of that, like, we see that in practices. And sometimes it's almost like, okay, just remember just to play. But yeah, I just think a lot of the peace comes from how hard we train. And you were talking about, one of you guys asked about noise. Like, I think a great way to get rid of noise and provide peace is just train so hard. Like, to me, I think a lot of it just comes down to muscle memory. Like, if you practice super hard, games are actually really easy. And I feel like that's exactly what we do as a team. If not, I feel like a couple of us were having to push each other. And I think it's really good, and like that makes me feel good that we can go really hard on sixes this late in the season, and still feel good. It's a blessing that everyone's healthy and that we can do that. So, I think the peace comes from training really hard.
Do you both feel like that's something that maybe was missing last year, that all-out mindset in practice and really difficult training?
I'd say so sometimes. Not always on purpose. I think it was just like, you know, it's a long season. Change is hard. There's a lot of distractions. And I don't know, I feel like just depending on the group, everyone needs something different. But I feel like with this group particularly, it's like we push harder. And I feel like that's what works well with this group, if you want to add anything.
Morgan, has there been any reaction from setters across the country for you since Tuesday getting that Player of the Year award, and what's the significance for a setter to get that?
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's kind of a lot of the talk is like setters and liberos especially don't necessarily usually get the recognition they deserve, and so it's just cool that obviously I'm not the first to do it, but hopefully that this can keep becoming more and more of a trend. And I know the Justice for Liberos thing is kind of a trend, so I mean, all 6 positions are so important out on the court, and knowing that other people are starting to kind of get their flowers is really cool to be part of.
Another person getting a big award this week was Dani, Coach of the Year. Just what have both of you seen from her as players for her that has made her, in your eyes, deserve that?
Yeah, I think she's just super genuine to herself, and she said coming in she's not going to try and be coach. She's going to be herself, and she really has stuck to that, which I applaud her for. I think that's so hard to do, just coming in after a legend and having such big shoes to fill. She didn't feel like she needed to stick to his script or do his plan. It was, I'm going to take what he's done, and he's done so many amazing things, and she was going to put her own little spin on it. So I think that's why she deserves it in my mind, is she took over a really tough job, and like she's coming in with these championship or bust expectations pretty much, and she's taken us to the place that we need to be at so far, and we're not to the end goal yet, but she's done a great job up until this point.
Couple more?
I want to add to that about Dani. The thing about Dani Busboom, she knows exactly who she is. And if you're going to fill the role and come into a program that John Koch has built, you have to know who you are. And she has never shied away from a hard conversation. And I would say that's what made us so successful. Like, you have 17 girls who come from different backgrounds, different upbringings, and she's allowed us to flourish. and talking to each other as people, and it's made the volleyball part really easy.
Going off of that, this is obviously your guys' first postseason with her. How much, if anything, with her message or just how this week has gone so far has changed from the regular season as you enter a second season?
I'd say the focus on fundamentals. I felt like yesterday was really good for us, just reminding us of the basics, and how, like, the execution of fundamentals allows us to have really fun plays and play at a high level. And I say that's something that's different, I've noticed. And I see being a shift moving forward, like, okay, let's make sure we take care of the basics.
Rebekah, now that you've worked with Brennan for a while, what have you learned from him this season?
Oh my gosh, you can never, there's always a new route. Oh my word, he is constantly throwing like different things, and no matter the opponent, the game, the fatigue, he's like, just keep running different routes, keep mixing it up. Yeah, again, he's also like Dani in that way of like fundamentals, like if my feet aren't to the ball, if I'm not to the blue line, lead arm, like those kinds of things, it makes trying new stuff a lot more hard. And so with him, it's like, you never know, and I love it.
Bergen, would you expect the lineup to continue to move as you guys enter the NCAA tournament, or do you think that Dani will maybe kind of lock in on a specific set number of players and just kind of roll with that through the tournament?
Dani's going to do what it takes to win. And so whether that's the starters stay the same throughout the tournament because we're all playing great, then she'll keep it at that. But it's not necessarily in like a threatening way, but she's ready to put new people in if someone's struggling. And I think honestly that gives a lot of us a lot of peace. It's not even like a threat of, oh, I made a mistake, so I'm going to get pulled. Like, for me, it's just so great to know that every position has at least one, maybe two or three people that can come in and do a great job on the court. And that just helps myself and I think a lot of other people to go out there and play super free and know, like, it's okay to have off nights because we also have 10 other people on our bench that can go in and just absolutely kill it and win games too. So I don't have an answer for that, but she's going to do what it takes to win, and whatever that is, we all have full trust in her.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.